Hello everyone and welcome back to the Gaming Droid and welcome to Gems of War. This is a match 3 puzzle game with combat elements very similar to Puzzle Quest or Marvel Puzzle Quest, and this is by Infinity Plus Studios or Infinity Plus 2 Studios. Now you're going to have to bear with me because this is a very complicated game. There are a lot of interlocking systems that mesh together to make the game. So the first thing is the currencies. We have Glory, which is the PvP currency, gold, which you get for quests and general battles, the pay for currency, which is rubies. We also have an array of other things which I will show you as well. So we have the gold, gems, souls, glory. We have maps as well, when we have trait stones of different varying levels, all the way up to the massive high-level celestial trait stones. We've got classes, which you unlock by completing training. The appearance is just that, it's a cosmetic thing, nothing else. Armors, which you pay for. These are our paid content. These two are free. You then get paid content, which give you percentage bonuses to what you gain. And this is for leveling up. So you have a hero that levels up, which gives you points towards things. You have stuff that you buy with gold. You have trait stones, souls. You have cards, which you can level up using souls and which you can upgrade using trait stones. So let's take this one. I could level this one up for 325 souls, which would increase his attack, his armor, his magic power, and his hearts. I could also ascend him to the next level if I had 5 matching ones of the right level. They have to be high level cards and they have to be matching, and then you can ascend them up to the next level. I can socket trait stones in to upgrade him. I can disenchant him for souls, and those are his base skills. As well as, so these cards go together to make your teams, and your teams are what you use to fight with. As well as the cards which you upgrade with souls and trait stones. You also have chests which you can find and keys which you can find. Chests you can purchase, keys you can find, chests you can find as well, and these give you trait stones, gold, gems, souls, glory, and troops. You have a guild, and in the guild there are different things yet again. It's a very sort of complex, multifaceted game. You level up the statues, and the statues increase your power with certain gems. You can do tasks within the guild, which is primarily just feeding gold into these. So if I drop 1,000 gold onto him, that literally drops 1,000 gold up. Once it ranks up, everyone gets stars and glory, or stars and maps, or stars and keys. There's also a mini game, and that's part of the match 3. There's PvP arenas and PvP combat, where you can go up against other people's parties, and other people's parties give you gold, glory, and statistics rewards. So it's massively complex. Now the single player, the core of the single player, is completing quests and challenges in the states. So around the map we have all these different kingdoms, and these kingdoms you complete quests and challenges in, fight a random bat, and you can explore to get some random rewards. So you can complete quests and challenges. The quests are the storyline, and they as you complete the quests, they cement your ownership and increase the amount of reward you get for owning that kingdom. The challenges are just reward farms basically, and also you can, if you own a kingdom, you can upgrade a kingdom. So that's my home kingdom, so I got a little bit of a reward for things. You can upgrade it by upgrading the level, which is just pumping gold into it, and by pumping gold into it, it upgrades the tribute percentage and it upgrades the gem mastery, and the gem mastery is a benefit you gain from kingdoms and from leveling up, and that increases the percentage chance of gaining bonus mana during games. You get gold per day, and the tribute gives you a 4% chance whenever you collect income of gaining this as bonus stuff. You can also increase the power of troops that come from this kingdom, and increasing the power of troops that come from this kingdom gives you additional bonuses. Gold per day, skill bonuses, tribute bonuses, etc. So there's a lot of interlocking systems, but you don't really have to pay attention to them. As much as the interlocking systems exist and the interlocking systems give you benefits here and there and everywhere, in reality, the only thing you need to pay attention to is your troops and the actual games. And your troops have skills, which they use in battle in exchange for mana. They have attack damage, they have armor, and they have health. You put together a team and you go and fight. So let's grab a kingdom let's grab the division fields. As it's going to be quite an easy fight, I'll show you the basic mechanics. So the basic mechanics are, this is my quest. I have to complete all 3 stages of the quest to get to the next level in this kingdom. And this is the start of the fight. I can pick my team. Now what I can do is I can scout out in exchange for some gold, and that shows me what the enemy troops are. Now what I could do is I could pick a different team based upon what this is, but in reality, for the most part, I won't. For the most part, I will stick with my best planned out team. Sorry, that was a fly. And my best planned out team is this one I've currently got, which includes my hero. So here we are in the match 3 game. Now, loads of people will, or should, be able to compare this quite easily with things like Marvel Puzzle Quest. It's very similar. You don't do damage for matching mana gems in this, you only do damage for matching skulls or using skills. The mana gems are used to give you skill point or mana towards doing your skills. In this, if you match 4 or more gems, you get an extra turn and you get a little bit of gold. So I do damage for the skulls and then I get a little bit of gold because I matched 4 gems. And I also got a mana surge, which is what your gem mastery is for. So I got a mana surge which gave me enough mana after that to use one of my skills. Now, for the most part, you are going to be wanting to use skills almost as soon as they come up. There are some different situations where you wouldn't, some situations where you would keep your skills planned, but for the most part you're going to use it. So this destroys armor and deals 6 damage. You pick the enemy, it destroys the armor and deals 6 damage and insta-kills that because it's got less than 6 health. And literally that's the meat and veg of the game, is you deal damage with skulls and you use your skills to deal damage, and you try to take out your opponent before they can take you out. And that's really the core of the game mechanics. The tactics of the game comes with building your team, knowing which cards you want to keep, which cards you want to level up. To a certain extent there is an element of luck in getting the right cards, because in some situations you're simply not going to gain access to the cards that you want to gain access to, the cards that you think are best for a situation. And sometimes you can get really lucky. You saw that in my collection of cards I did have a couple of ultra rares, and you'll see that all of these guys that I've got here are ultra rare cards. Now a couple of these I leveled up. I paid the souls and the like the Grave Knight I got I think 5 copies of. I paid the souls and I leveled him up to an ultra rare. And you'll want to do that because the ultra rares are just flat out more powerful. They have better skills. They have just out and out better abilities when it comes to fighting. They have better stats. But that doesn't mean that you're going to sort of need to spend money on getting hold of ultra rares. If you just play the game as you go along, you will gain pretty much everything you need to be successful. I haven't spent any money on this game, real world money, to progress. I've just been puttering along. Like with all of the free-to-play games, as long as you are willing to progress at the game's pace rather than rush through the game, you're always going to be able, or 90% of the time with free-to-play games, as long as you're willing to put in time and effort, you're going to be able to progress without worrying too much about paying. There are certain free-to-play games that intentionally don't let you. So these are the end results. I didn't get any trophies because it's not a PvP. I didn't get any glory because it's not a PvP. Occasionally you'll get glory from quests, but it's very rare. I did get 2 chest keys, some gold, some souls, and a trait gem. And my trait gem was a magic trait gem. So that's the quest system. You tick along the quest and earn all your different rewards. Because I got 2 keys, I can open myself 2 chests. And I got myself a rare Archon and a Kopeshi. A common human Kopeshi. So the rare Archon deals 4 damage to the healthiest enemy and 8 damage more if I am damaged, so he gets a bonus if he's already taken some damage. Pull an enemy to first place and stun them. So that's actually a very interesting ability. That requires a lot of tactical planning. That allows me to move my opponent's units around, which is quite interesting. The PvP element is not active PvP, it's passive PvP. So you place your PvP team onto the PvP arena and you fight other people's PvP teams. So that's the general progress of the game. You can also do challenges, which again I could scout them out, but I'm not going to bother because I'm not going to bother changing teams. And the challenges just give you a chance of earning some additional bonuses in exchange for completing slightly more difficult combat tests. So, oh, I should have gotten the extra turn first. That just teaches me for rushing in and grabbing the skulls. But it is just a case of exactly the same mechanics as in the main game. The challenges are just slightly more difficult sets of enemies that don't necessarily have a storyline to them. They're just there for you to challenge them and try and defeat them. So he's given me a nice easy kill on his first, and that unlocked something for me, and I got some gold there. Yeah, this is turning out to be a very easy challenge. It is the first star. Every time you go up in a star, the challenge becomes more dangerous and the opposing team becomes more powerful. But for the most part, the challenges are the same as the main game, with only very slight variations. You don't need to complete 3 challenges in a row to gain something, for instance, as you would in the quest form. You gain access to the kingdom. Gathering kingdoms makes you more powerful, gives you access to a greater income. I grab another chest, and I got a white, a rare white. And then you can get glory chests. Glory chests come from, you can get the keys occasionally from PvP, and you buy them with glory rather than with gold. Gem chests you buy with the pay for cash gems, and you can occasionally get gem keys from the map events. Event chests are specifically for the events that happen. The guild chests you get for guild tokens, and the VIP chests you can only access if you have the VIP, which you gain by spending real world money. The other element is the arena, which is a fight with random troops to gain souls, gems and keys, and the treasure hunt. And the treasure hunt uses up maps which you gain through questing and through random chance, and is perhaps one of my favourite parts of this game. So I'm going to show off this because this is perhaps one of the favourite parts of this game. It is a match 3 game, exactly the same as the others, but when you match a set of bronze coins you get a silver coin, you match a set of silver coins you get a gold coin, you match a set of gold coins you get bags, you match a set of bags you get a chest, you match a set of chests you get a beggar chest, and so on and so forth. And at the end of the game, it basically turns all of these things into random rewards from the list. So if it's a coin, you'll get gold. If it's a bag, you get gold or souls. If it's a chest, you get gold, souls, or glory. If it's a bigger chest, you get gold, souls, glory, or pay for cash, gems. You can get glory keys. You can get a gem key if you get a safe. It's very hard to get a safe because you're literally kind of amassing huge numbers of chests, and you have a limited number of turns. You can gain extra turns, but they're harder to gain. You get a very small chance of an extra turn if you match 4, but primarily you're going to have to be matching 2 sets of 3 or more to gain an extra turn. And of course, because they're turning into things, you're actually kind of clogging up your area as you play. So it actually becomes more and more crowded with things that you can't match. The disadvantage of matching two sets of 3 or a set of 5 to gain an extra turn is, of course, that you're going to have less of that level of coin or that level of thing on the battlefield to match. And as you can see, if you're like, I'm just kind of rushing this at the moment, if you plan this out really carefully, you can end up getting a huge number of extra turns and free turns and things. Every 15 turns you get a random trait stone. Which can be a big advantage and can make it very easy to gain some of the nicer bits and pieces. See, that was a random chance thing. I managed to get an extra turn there, which is very nice. But again, random chance rather than necessarily sort of conscious effort. Aha, I managed to get myself a red chest. That is not the most common thing in the world. Red chests are very hard to get hold of. So here, I would really love to be able to turn these silver coins into a gold coin so that I can get myself an extra turn. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it, because there just aren't enough sort of gold coins around. Wow, this is, I think, the first time I've ever managed to get two red chests without just kind of focusing on it. If you really focus, it gets a lot easier, but you do have to really kind of focus quite hard to... Oh, there we go, got my extra turn. You do have to focus quite hard to plan out all the stages to make sure you're getting enough extra turns to get the higher level things. It is very rare to get up to safe level for me. I'm sure some people who are much better at these games than me could probably grab saves quite easily, but for me it's quite difficult to grab a safe. This video is going to track on a little bit longer than I thought it was because I'm actually being quite successful here. But if you are a fan of match 3 gameplay, if you are a fan of match 3 games, I would really recommend just having some fun with this game. It's, as I think about all free-to-play games, free-to-play games aren't there unless you really enjoy it. They aren't there to be a core part of gameplay. They aren't there to be a core part of your game collection or a core part of the games that you play. But if you enjoy certain free-to-play games, then enjoy them. There's nothing wrong with enjoying free-to-play games. And this one isn't particularly grabby with the money. With the kingdom system, each kingdom gives you gold every day. So you have a quite nice supply of gold. Every time you play a match, you get money, and you get a chance of getting things from the match. So it's really not a very grabby game as far as free-to-play games go. It's actually quite a relaxed and open game with kind of like, here you go, have some stuff. Some free-to-play games can be a little bit pay us. This one, in my opinion, I haven't seen any real evidence that it's grubbing money from people. This one seems to be quite a fair game. So if you like match 3 games, this is really a good one to go. So I get 1 gold for each copper, 3 gold for each silver, 10 gold for each gold, and then the bags pop, 30 gold and 3 souls. Then the small chests, 80 gold, 2 glory or 8 souls. The medium chests, some gems and some gold, some glory, some gems and some souls. And I also got a trait stone. And this gives you a précis of what you got in the end. Would have been nice to get some glory keys or some gem keys, but oh well. And that is the entire of the gameplay. You have guilds, you have heroes, you have troops. It seems very complicated, and I've been quite rambly talking about it because it's a very complicated game with a lot of interlocking systems. But when you play it, it's actually very simple, and the tutorial introduces each of the different elements one at a time, lets you get used to them, and then introduces the next element that you're going to be coping with. And by the time you've managed to get your home kingdom, the kingdom you start in, up to the sort of like secure level where you have the little gold banner and the little wings, and up to level 4 basically, there you go, quest 4, it will have introduced all the different elements. And you can just boost your character by spending in-game gold, get more mastery, get more bonuses. It is really interesting to watch the game progress. So thanks for watching. I will see you again next time, and if you like match 3 games, this one's worth giving a go. Bye.